Yo, what's going on, guys? It's GiftedHippos here, back at it again with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys the very best deck for the December 2024 season, which is Bragda. Yep, Savannah finally got nerfed, and now Bragda is just the unstoppable powerhouse that is absolutely destroying Heroes League right now. So if you guys want to push for some free games, I highly recommend trying this deck out. Those of you who have been watching the channel for a hot minute know that this is basically the same exact deck that I got number 1 with 2 months ago, except the only difference is that we are now playing Obsidian Butchers. Siren was played in the deck because it absolutely destroyed all the Zavanna decks. However, since they're gone, now you just need to beat the Bragda mirror match, which is what this is for. When your opponent plays Brood Sages, or when they play Azure Hatchers to spawn a bunch of frogs, you're just going to drain all those frogs up and get a very nice lethal. If you guys enjoy this type of content, make sure to drop a like on the video, comment your favorite part, and subscribe to see more stuff like this. But without further ado, let's get into the matches. Nice, it looks like we found our first match up against Joe Dark 71. He's rated 1419, so he's pretty high. Play a boomstick in the middle. Always play in the middle, guys, because you need it for stuff like Toxic Sacrifice, Azure Hatchers, and Brood Sages. You want your opponent to, I'll show you guys right here. You want your opponent to contest you in this middle lane, because it means that when you do play all that stuff, it affects almost the whole entire board. Rather than if you play on the sides, okay, your cards will only affect this small area. You gain like 50% more area just by placing things in the proper spot. Looking at the match though, we don't need Toxic Sacrifice because it looks like this is a slower deck, and we'll play Azure Hatchers in the middle. We don't want them to pop yet, but we do want them to pop on his baseline in 2 turns. And most people will ignore this. Most people will ignore the Azure Hatchers that you play and just, you know, kind of let them slowly move up so that it pops on their base. Unless you're this guy, in which case you'll just play a Frozen Core and pass. Okay. He could have Blade Storm that he's setting up right here. Like, I can imagine him playing something like Gifted into Blade Storm. So Toad is the worst card in her hand right now. Okay, I guess we can threaten some damage at least. I'm going to play everything but... Yeah, I'm going to play everything but my Brood Sages because I want to set them up with Helio. So let's see, does he have the Blade Storm? He probably has Hunter's Vengeance. Okay, there's Hunter's Vengeance, that's fine. Our Azure Hatchers should trigger first? Oh no, never mind. It's reverse move order, forgot. So yeah, that's fine though. His base is still pretty clogged. And what else do we have? Nothing. Okay, so this guy's deck is really heavy. Yeah, we need to be aggressive then. We'll trade Butchers. Drop Boomstick. Yeah, we just go for the base lock. I mean, he either has Blade Storm or he loses. So let's see which one it is. Because he just used one of his clearing options. 7 mana, Execution. Okay, so he doesn't lose just yet. Yeah, but it's not looking good for him. He lost a lot of tempo on that turn. And if we draw Bragda right here, it's just game. So we'll trade Copperskin. No Bragda. That's crazy. Alright, we'll do a Boomstick. And we'll just play Azure Hatchers behind this. So if he plays a unit, into our Boomsticks, going like this, then our Azure Hatchers will move into it and pop over all of these tiles. So we'll get some nice control. Okay, it looks like he's going to avoid our units. Void Surgers. Okay, well, it's fine, because our Toads spawn, and we'll get a nice Toxic Sacrifice off. Or, even better, we could draw Bragda. And there's our Bragda. So let's just play that. Could have played Erratic beforehand. Probably should have. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that. I'm just bad. But we'll play them now. If we had played Erratic beforehand, we could have possibly cleared his Lost Psyches by playing them here and then doing all that stuff, but it doesn't matter that much. Actually, now it does, because they gain extra strength. Yep, just look before you play cards, guys. Small mistake. Might cost us a little bit here. That's fine. We still got a lot of value with Bragda. Hunter's Vengeance does not do much against Bragda at all, because it's all frogs. Let's see. What else does he have? We just need to keep control for a couple more turns. He doesn't have Blade Storm, and Execution is really low value, so we should have matchup here. Okay. That's fine. We'll trade Toxic Sacrifice now because he doesn't have any units. Get rid of that. Ooh, we draw Heliotroopers. There's nobody can convince me that this game is real. It's actually just fake. Do we just do Dubious? Okay, let me think. We can play Brood Sages, or we could not. I can't tell if this is a Brood Sages turn or not. Because if we play Brood Sages, we won't be getting Toad value. And you know what? I'm fine with that. We're going to play Toad just to clear. We're going to play Heliotroopers, and then we're going to get a nice, good brood going. If we were playing against mid-range, you would want to prioritize Toad value, because mid-range decks typically struggle with big units more. But since we're playing against late game, as you can see, he just dealt 7 damage to everything, so you want to just spam the field with a bunch of little stuff. That makes it very difficult for them to clear. And look at the situation we put him in. We just forced him to take a 50-50 that could have lost him the game. Let's trade green prototypes. Worst card in our hand. Ooh. Do we get spicy? Do we run in for some damage right here? If we do Dubious Hags and Boomstick, we could run in for quite a bit. Does he have Hunter's Edge? I think he does. So yeah, let's just run in for some damage. And then next turn, we will still have some frontline. So yeah, there's 8. He's dead to the next. He's dead to the next Obsidian Butchers. Next turn, we got Azure Hatchers into Bragda. He probably has Gift of the Wise right here. We do have to respect the field that he's about to make to some extent. Yeah, there's the Hunter's Vengeance. So it's good that we played that to run into his base. Another alternative is playing Obsidian Butchers to not run in, but there's really no point to that. So let's hope he plays a 2-drop right now. Okay, he does not play a 2-drop to end off this turn. In that case, we'll just trade Bragda. We'll probably draw Toxic Sacrifice. We do not. That is interesting. We should have drawn Toxic. Nonetheless, I think the play is just to go full aggressive. Because we should... No. We should be drawing... Hopefully Obsidian... We won't. We played it as the last card. If we played Obsidian Butchers as the first card in our hand, we could have maybe drawn it. But I think it's too far out. So let's just play a bit defensively. We'll go Helio. Arachniclex up here. And we'll just play a Copper Skin. Yeah, as you can see, we drew the Dubious, but there's a small chance that we don't draw the Obsidian Butchers here. Okay. Gift of the Wise. As long as he doesn't have Blade Storm, I don't really see what he can do. You could have Execution. It only takes care of one thing. There's Siren. We blocked most of our base up, so there's not an easy way to get lethal. Seems like he's just clearing some units. Lost Psyches. I mean, yeah, if we draw Obsidian Butchers, this is just game. And Frozen Core probably to block. Okay. So in this hand, everything is looking pretty good. but we will just trade Dubious Hags. Yeah, I don't think there's a real reason to keep them. We could trade Toxic Sacrifice as well. You know, actually I will trade Toxic Sacrifice because that is not needed in any case. And we draw the Bragda. Okay. Let's play Dubious Hags here. It did not spawn up, but I think that's fine. Because we'll just go Bragda and then Toad on his unit? Yeah, let's do that. We're taking a little bit of damage here, but he just played Siren. And his deck, I don't think it plays Ulf, from what I've seen. And even if it does play Ulf, we don't have a way to block it, so it doesn't really matter. There's the Obsidian Butchers. As you can see, we did not rely on having it in this past turn, and we were right to not rely on it because it was not there. But we still have easy clear of Boomstick Officers into Butchers to finish off the game. There's Visions. It's only 2 damage. And triggers our Bragda again, funnily enough. Void Surgers. That'll leave us a Toad at 1 strength. So now he's most definitely dead to a lot of things. We'll try Goon Prototypes here. It's unfortunate that we cannot get through for lethal, but it's fine. We'll just clear as much as possible because he's going to have Toxic Sacrifice in cycle. So Boomstick, we'll Obsidian Butchers, and then I'm scared of lethal. I think that he could have. So let's clog the field a little bit. Yeah, it should be fine. It's going to be very difficult for him to get to our baseline in this scenario. Like, push through with a Siren and get damage with it. He would have to have, goodness, like, Gift of the Wise into Ulf into Siren. Or Execution into Siren does it as well, I think. Okay, so he plays Sparkly first. Then he plays Twilight. Ooh, another thing we could have done is save the Obsidian Butchers. I just thought of that. But don't see any huge benefit to that. We're just going to trade Arachnoglex. Ooh, that's good. That is good. Alright. We'll play Prime Oracle Bragda. We'll do Helio Troopers, Copperskin Rangers, and the Brood Sages. Nice. So it'll get poisoned, it was confused, and it will buff everything, and now the whole field is clogged. If we trade green prototypes into Toxic Sacrifice next turn, we have lethal no matter what he does. As you guys can see, this is a very technical deck. Tons of thinking you gotta do. But if you play it correctly, there's almost no way that you can lose. Like, look at this. A Siren only clears a small fraction of our gigantic board. There's almost nothing you can do. Siege Breakers, okay. And Lost Psyches, but that is not going to be enough. Alrighty. We'll give him a good game. He might concede out of this, or maybe he'll let us play it out. I'll show you guys how you can get some more damage too. There's the Toxic Sacrifice. So I'm actually going to damage my own unit to bring it down to 1. And then we'll play, let's see, Dubious Hags. Oh yeah, we'll do this. We'll do Dubious Hags, Boomstick Officers like this. And we just generated 3 more 1-strength units off of that play. So now we can Obsidian Butchers for 12 damage. Nice. Alright, that was a pretty interesting first match. Let's get into the next one. Alrighty, it looks like we found our next match up against MONTYGIRL. Oh my. Hello. MONTYGIRL probably does not realize it's been us because, as you guys know, our account's been hacked. And my name is now Artorg. A-R-T-O-R-G. Artorg. What an original creative name. But it's fine. I think I managed to secure my account now. I had to like change my Google password or something like that. If you're watching this video and you're the one that hacked my account, managed to log into it, you suck. Because it takes me 3 draft tickets just to change my name back. So you've ruined this video for all the people watching it. Absolutely horrible. But anyways, MONTYGIRL has good start. Much better start than us, unfortunately. But it's okay. Because we're just going to keep her off of Underground Spring. And then we'll be doing fine. We're going to play all our units to the side. So that way, Azure Hatchers gets the most possible popping power. And a Hunter's Vengeance here will pop it. Meaning that we'll get to play Bragged on whatever unit she plays next. I believe she's running... She sent me deck lists earlier. It's either Age of Dustbringers or Celestial Summoners. And either of those we do perfectly fine against. Okay, it looks like she's playing a unit to the side, probably to pop Azure Hatchers. So let's see how she pops it. And we haven't seen Bragda yet, so we're very likely to draw Bragda. And Boomstick. She's not going to pop it. Okay. Smart choice. I just don't know if it's going to matter much. Trade that. We end up drawing Toad. That is suboptimal, to say the least. But it is fine. We could just play Toad, and then we could play Dubious. But I actually want to play Dubious first. No. I don't know if it mattered. I want to have less strength that he can hit with Hunter's Vengeance if he has it. If he or she has it. MONTYGIRL. It's probably a girl. Who knows, guys? You know what? We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do Toad. And then we'll actually play a Brood Sages getting no value with it. But it's perfectly fine. Because, like, worst case scenario is that we play Dubious Hags. And he gets to use the 1 Strength Raven for something silly. And we just don't want that to happen. So at least this way he has a 50-50 chance of hitting our Azure Hatchers with Hunter's Vengeance. And hitting our Brood Sages. Okay, Dragon guys. He does hit the right unit, so he'll be getting quite a good bit of triggers here. Way too many triggers for my liking, but it's fine. We have Bragda. Oh, and it's about to be a nasty Bragda. Get ready for this. Kaboom. We'll give the cool kid glasses, because that's what we are. Absolutely busted. Who knew that December 2024 would be the month of the Bragda? Okay. Gets quite a good bit of value for him. But he still has a 9 strength unit on his baseline. Already putting him within Obsidian Butcher's range. Okay. And he has the Wretches. So he'll still take some damage. We're going to trade... Let's see. Don't think we want to play Toxic Sacrifice. Nice. And we draw a card that we can play. So let us play it this way. We'll do Dubious Hags in the back, and we'll see where that spawns. Forward. Perfect. Play Heliotroopers. Play Green Prototypes. And we'll play a Radconclex. There's a couple things we could have done, possibly, to like mess around with our cycling, because the order of those cards didn't matter. Like, we could have played our 1-drops first to push Heliotroopers closer in cycle. So look, Heliotroopers is the 3rd last card that we played. But these two are the 2nd and 4th card that we draw. So if we played Heliotroopers later, we could have pushed them closer to those cards and made the combo more consistent later in the game. However, I just wanted to see them first. I wanted to see them again first, so that's why I played them first. And Blade Storm. Okay, at least he's playing it this turn. And it only deals 4 damage to our Radconclex. So now he has to use a whole Execution to clear that out. Not good for him. Is he just dead? Wait, like, actually, I think he's dead. 5? No way. Well, I think we just do it. We'll trade Boomstick. We could either go for Bragda or Obsidian Butchers. And the clear choice is Obsidian Butchers, obviously. Like, you have to do it. If you have it, you have to do it. It's just law. So let's do this, and we'll run in for a lot of damage. Opponent goes down to 3. Reason we're playing our units on the sides is to prevent Sparkly, and we're also playing them dispersed outwards. So that way it's more difficult for him to get like synergies with them if he has any synergy cards. Very interesting deck that they're running though. Celestial Summoners. Oh yeah, we were right. Okay. Well, is this just as... No, it's not. I was going to say Azure Hatchers into Bragda, but we can't. So our best play here is probably like Toxic Sacrifice into Toad, into Azure Hatchers, into Toad. We'll trade Bragda actually. Yeah. So if we do Toxic Sacrifice here, that'll bring it down low enough to where you can clear it. But honestly, do we even need to clear it? Like, what if we just go aggressive? Because didn't they just play Blade Storm? Yeah, wait. And Hunter's Vengeance is coming up, so they're going to have to clear those units for us anyways. Let's do this. We're going to go Toxic Sacrifice, Toad in the corner, and then we'll play Azure Hatchers. So now even if they play Hunter's Vengeance, Toad will be at 1 strength, and we'll still have some Toads left over. Oh, and did I mention that that blocked them even more? Celestial Summoners triggering again. So I think we're doing more than fine in this scenario. We'll just have to hope that we draw Brood Sages when we cycle green prototypes. Or maybe not, because by then they'll be back to Blade Storm. Gift of the Wise. Oh, yep, that's not a Blade Storm. Your cycle's a little bit scuffed right now. Gray the Bouncer, that'll clear 1. But let's see which one it is. Ooh, that is not the one. And they give up. Let's go. Toad's best deck. Nice. It looks like we found our last match, and we're up against a Shadowfen Mirror. Opponent's also playing Shadowfen. We don't need Toxic Sacrifice this early. And when you are going against the Shadowfen Mirror specifically, because of the reasons I mentioned in the other matches, they want to play in the middle, right? They have Azure Hatchers right now, or they could, or something like Helio Troopers. As you can see, they're playing in the middle, right? We want to deny them the ability to play in the middle and get to clear our units, because they already have all this. We don't want them to clear our units as well. That's bad. So when you're in the mirror match, play on the sides. And let's see, the best thing we can do now, trade Bragda. They're going to get to their Bragda first, and we just want to clear all the Toads. We have 2 options. We either deny them all of their Brood Sages triggers, or we let them have all their Brood Sages triggers, and we just go for Obsidian Butchers. And I think I'm going to try and deny them all of the triggers I can. It's just the safer play in general, in case we don't draw them, but we did draw them. So even if we had let them pop off, it was still going to be fine. Opponents could still go green prototypes into Copperskin Rangers, into something. Oh, wait a minute. We'll just give them a happy face, and they'll know why in a second. That's kind of embarrassing. Yeah. Anyways, hand is looking good, so I'll just keep it. No reason to trade out a bad hand. Don't fix it if it ain't broken, or something like that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah. Guys, Obsidian Butchers is the new tech. There's so much Bragda going around that the best way to counter it is just to be better. Okay, so opponent has to waste Toxic Sacrifice. Oh, that is so unlucky for them too. You know what, right here, we're just going to play a Dubious Hags into Toad then. And because they don't have Toxic Sacrifice, we're actually going to threaten triggering it again. And the hand is good, so let's keep it. As you can see, Toad is going to move up and then hit that Toad again. So even if he plays Bragda right here, our Toad will still take care of it easily. This is actually broken. This deck is the best deck in the game by a long shot. Yeah, if Brood Sages does not get a nerf next month, like honestly, there's so many cards in this deck that could get a nerf, like Bragda, Brood Sages, Boomstick Officers. But if Brood Sages specifically does not get a nerf next month, I don't know what the devs are doing. They're just messing with us. Ooh, opponent is on Soap Cleanse. Okay. So that would explain why I haven't seen a Copper Skin by now. And we could play Toxic Sacrifice here. I could actually be very convinced to play Toxic Sacrifice here. But I'm not going to do it just yet. I think I'm actually going to play Brood Sages into Toxic Sacrifice on the back. So that way, total gun onto 1 and it'll still survive. Oh, wait. Never mind. We're fine. Yeah, we're fine. We're going to trade Azure Hatchers. Oh, yeah. Well, Brood Sages here. Actually, we have to Brood Sages here to guarantee. Okay, we're going to do it here just to guarantee something. It'll spawn some additional toads as well. Then we'll Toxic Sacrifice in the back. And then we'll hit him with the Boomstick. And now this game is over. Unless he has a Klaxi, this match is done. Because look at the field control that we have. He can't play Bragda. He can't play Soap Cleanse. So if he has either of those cards, his hand is pretty much dead. However, I have seen this guy playing Klaxi before. And because of the prevalence of Bragda, I might just show you guys off another way that you can try and counter all of these insane Bragda decks that are running around. Nice. Okay, so we'll get another Toad trigger. That was not great for him at all. And in addition to a Toad trigger, we are about to get a nasty Bragda. Bragda. And then we'll just play the Copper Skin because we can. We'll play it actually on the left here. I don't mind him taking that middle column. I just don't want him to be able to clear a unit while he's at it. Yeah, so if you see here, we're forcing him, by playing them here, we're forcing him to play into this column. We want to take control of these 3 columns and then use this one for pushing for damage. We're going to push for damage in this middle column. Kindred's Grace. Okay. Our opponent is not going to fall for an Obsidian Butchers this time. Great for them. So no need for that. Once I can trade it, please. Alright, the game is letting us trade it now. Hey, how do you guys feel about clogging the field again? That seems fair and balanced, right? Yeah? Oh yeah, it feels very fair and balanced to me. So let's just do it. Doobie's Hags, either way that they spawn, we're fine. And that was the better of the 2. So we're happy with that. Let's play Erratic Neglects first, that way it takes a shot. And I messed up. Alright. Playing Stormbound like I'm drunk. But we could have had 3 more frogs here in the back. Doesn't really matter. This game is pretty much over. Theoretically, playing this way protects against Klaxi, if he does have it. So you know what? It could secretly be the best play. You know what? I take that back. I'm not playing Stormbound like I'm drunk. That was intentional. Intentional misplays to confuse the opponent. Now they only have Klaxi for 3 instead of Klaxi for 50. They actually had Klaxi. No way. I'm actually just the best Stormbound player alive. Do not dare tell me that I made a misplay. The misplays fear me. Oh, that's just unfortunate. Okay. Anyways, we could do Azure Hatchers into Toxic Sacrifice. And it looks like we're probably going to do that. Because then we'll just get to play Toad for free. Yeah, we'll trade Boomstick. Alright. Azure Hatchers. Toxic Sacrifice. We'll play Toad. It'll jump in front of his other ones. Take 1 damage. And then it'll trade with his other unit. And next turn we have Bragda. Opponent needs specifically Brood Sages into Toxic Sacrifice to still be into this game. Still be in this game. It's going to be pretty difficult for them. And even if they do have it, we have some nice follow-up into Bragda next turn. Gift Recruits. Okay. That's interesting. That probably means that they don't have Toxic Sacrifice and that they're just going to be trying to clear everything with Strength alone. Brood Sages. Did they just misplay? Possibly? Or are we going to see a Bragda right now? Okay, they did just misplay. They probably cycled. It looks like they cycled after they played the first card. Which is obviously why you always want to cycle before you play your first card. So anyways, here we can't stop Toad from triggering. So we're just going to load up as many units on the field as possible. Green prototypes, full copper skin, and we'll actually play this Erratic Neglects behind our green prototypes, I think. No, you know what? We'll play them behind this. Don't ask me why, it just makes sense. And then everything will get buffed. That's nice. And everything will die. So, next turn, if our opponent leaves frogs on the field, we'll Obsidian Butchers. And if not, we might even keep Obsidian and just play everything anyways. Because we don't want to leave them frogs on the field. And they're still about one turn away from being able to do consistent combos where they play all their frogs and then play Klaxi on the same turn. And just so you know, guys, the frog mirror match is absolutely disgusting. What in the world? They're just going to leave us frogs. What are they going to... Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, the frog mirror match is absolutely disgusting. Like, it's just filled with the most absolutely beautiful combos known to existence. Like, immaculate perfection or something like that. It's just beautiful. Wait, why did that... No, why did that vitalize? We needed it poisoned so we could get some damage. Now we can only create one Toad and get some damage that way. And that's not enough. Lame. Alright. We can't play everything in our hand. I guess we'll just have to not play Brood Sages. We'll go like this. We'll drain. And we'll actually leave it on his baseline. And then we'll just play Toad the Elevated. We'll keep Brood Sages because they're just the best card in the whole game. We'll see how this goes. Next turn, we can play our full hand out. Which is going to be very nice, because we'll be able to clear whatever Klaxi Toads he gets. While also playing a Heliotroopers into Brood Sages, into Bragda, for a lot of value. Opponent's thinking heavily here. They probably have Azure Hatchers into Klaxi. That's my best bet, judging on how their cycle's been going. They'll do Toxic Sacrifice first. It's interesting. They're keeping green prototypes on the field. Azure Hatchers. And then a Bragda, most likely now. Execution. Wow. Okay, isn't this game just over? Am I not seeing something? Because if we do Toxic Sacrifice, green prototypes will give 5 strength, but it still will kill them. So we can't play Toxic Sacrifice. We'll just trade that. And we draw Azure Hatchers. That's insane. Yeah, this is just loss for our opponent. Like, I'm trying to look at the board and figure out a way that we even lose. But I'm just not seeing it. Alright. Guess we'll go for it. And then we will buff everything. Yeah, and because of the way his Toads were set up, it even gets to trigger twice, ensuring that everything gets buffed. So, maybe a misplay from our opponent. They cycled bad or something like that. But we're able to seal the deal with another Bragda. And they don't have Toxic Sacrifice and cycle. They don't have Execution and cycle. They just have Klaxi, and there's only 3 units that they can hit. Because we met our Bragda trigger twice. If it had just triggered once, like let's say we had played Azure Hatchers or something, it could have gotten bad. But this is fine. We're still getting in for 11 damage. Okay, a little bit less now. 6 damage. Still enough to end the game. Okay, no damage. Never mind. The game shall go on. Our opponent definitely will get stronger and stronger as this game goes on. It'll become harder and harder for us to win. But I believe we can still do it. Let's trade green prototypes. We draw Brood Sages, but why? Okay, our opponent just played Klaxi, so we can leave Toads on the field. And actually, we need to leave Toads on the field. Let's play the cards in the order we want to see them again. We'll play Boomstick. I like that one. We'll play Toad. And we actually want it to stick in front. So we'll play Brood Sages first, then we'll play Toad. And then we'll play Azure Hatchers in the very back. So now it's going to be difficult for him to get to our Azure Hatchers. And by then they'll have popped. And then we just get a nice Obsidian Butchers. And if he does go for Azure Hatchers, he's leaving his base open. I think this is a good position for us. We might just win next turn. Opponent could have Rain of Frogs into Toxic Sacrifice. There's currently 7 units, 7 tiles open on the board, so there's a small chance that they don't get a frog where they want it. They also most likely have Bragged on this in this hand and Kindred's Grace. But we do see Helio Troopers. Okay. Followed by a Cyro. Yep. Just, you know, just your typical frog stuff. And a Kindred's Grace. Alright, I believe that's game. We'll just give him a handshake. Yeah, this game. We'll get some frogs. Toad will jump. We'll trade Erratic Neglects. Alright, and we have a fancy little lethal here. We can get 2 lethals. We can either play Boomstick Officers right here into this unit, bring it down to 1, or I'm going to show you guys the second one, which I'm very fond of, which is Copperskin Rangers. Dubious Hags, now they're forced to go up, and then we'll just play our Obsidian Butchers. So, good game, opponent. You played well. Obsidian Butchers for 14. GG's. Those were some absolutely insane matches, showing off the power of the best deck to play in Hero League this season. I hope you guys enjoyed a more comprehensive view of just the best deck this format, showing you play by play, really how to go about it. Guys, this deck is just an absolute powerhouse. If you do play it, make sure you get tons of practice because it's very high ceiling. You can do tons of outplays with this, but also tons of misplays. So just be careful. Always make sure you're getting maximum Bragda value. And enough about the deck. I hope you guys are doing absolutely wonderful. I hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wonderful morning, whatever it is. As always, stay safe. Love you guys. Peace.